Good morning. We're out at Burton Constable Top Lake today. Pike fishing. I'll be dead baiting. I'm gonna put two rods out. They're the old 10-foot Daiwa 2-pound test curve Black Widows and the Kuma Dyna Drag 4000 reels. Got a 15-pound main line on. Obviously I've got traces and that. It looks absolutely beautiful this morning. It's about 8 degrees at the moment. Sun just about coming up. It's 20 to 7. Oh, there's a cormorant. We don't want them on here. So, and I've brought a bit of bait today. I've got some nice little roach. They're like 2 to 3 inch. Small mackerel. They're about 6-7 inches long. Coloured. I've got some perch. I haven't been able to get hold of these in a long time, and I saw some and I thought, right, I'll grab them. I might actually do them in halves. I might do all my baits in halves because I'm not expecting a great deal today, to be honest. Some smelt, and I think, what's the last ones? I think there's some blueies. So that's what I brought today. Right. Whoa. I'm gonna get set up, put some baits on. I think I'll start with probably a roach, and I might go on a perch to start with. Right. Well, everything's going to be recorded on the head cam today because I had a clear out of my bag, taken necessary and unnecessary weight out, and I've taken my chest mount out and not put it back in. So luckily I had the headband in my bag still, so it's on that. So hopefully it'll still be okay. If I do manage to get any fish and put them on the mat, I've got this other camera, but it's a DJI, and the mount to mount it is still on the chest one, so it's in my hand. So what I'll do is probably prop it on my chair or something, and then everything's ready there. I've got the forceps and the scales if needed. But yeah, what a gorgeous morning. The mist is just starting to burn off now, and like I said, I'll recast every half an hour or so. I'll move them, but not a massive amount of difference, you know, put them 10 yards further out or to the side or something. I mean, if I was able to cast over there with that reed bed over there with the weed bed in front of it, that looks very tempting. But where I am today, I've got some branches above me, so I'm not gonna really try and hoy it out, and I haven't brought the gear for it anyway. I've only got 2-pound test curve rods because I usually fish close in down the edge. Right, let's see what happens. Guys, I've got a small roach down here under this tree, about a rod and a half length out, and I've got a little perch, about a 4-inch perch on this one in front of me. And now it's a sit back and wait. I think what I'll do is recast probably every half an hour. It's just good to be out again. I haven't been out for a bit. I think it's got to be, what, 3 weeks to a month. I've had a lot of medical crap, as I put it. I've been for CT scans, ECGs. Basically my heart's playing up a little bit. And then I've been for COPD clinic. That's getting worse. It's where you can't get enough oxygen into your lungs. So it's all been fun, to say the least. Right, hopefully something will happen soon, and we'll see. Yeah, I think it's time for a recast. I might just shallow this one off a bit because it's not very deep down there. At the minute I've got it set probably about 5 foot or so. I think I would take a foot off of that and then see how that goes. There is a little shelf out there, but I think it's just a little bit further out. I'll see if I can flick it back out there. In the general area, somewhere like that, yeah. Right, just tighten it down a little bit, and then put the bait runner on. That's setting better now. And then this one I will do in a sec. Somebody fishing there. I haven't seen them. I've been here 45 minutes now, so I can only assume they're up there in the caravan somewhere, which personally I don't think's a good way of fishing. If you're going to be fishing, even if you're fishing for carp, stick a shelter up or something, or at least sit in a chair. It's not cold. And if they're pike fishing, then they're out of order, because it's a good 60-70 meters away over there. So if they get a fish, they've got a hell of a long run. Anyway, enough of my whinging. Let's get this second rod. Oh. I might just shallow up this one up a tad too, because I think yeah. Try that. This one's got the perch on. I've hooked them through the head, single hook, barbless. I know a lot of people complain that you lose more fish, but when you do get them in, it's just so much easier. It really is. And they're so easy and quick to unhook. I personally think you're putting a lot less stress on the fish. No doubt somebody will say I'm completely wrong, but if you've got one hook what's in the scissors and it's barbless, and you can take it out in 2 or 3 seconds, and then the fish is back in the water. I don't know how people still fish with trebles, especially when they're using a pair of trebles. Right, that's a bit better. The floats are sitting better now, because I was slightly over depth, because where I was fishing, I think I was fishing where them rods are down there now. There is a definite shelf, but we'll see. If it starts drifting around, I know I'm off bottom, because I am float fishing, but I'm not float ledgering. I've got a small, I think they're 3/4 ounce, no, ½ ounce lead on them, inline lead. The floats themselves I think are 15 gram. It'll be time for a coffee in a minute. There is absolute thousands of fry from this year. Brilliant to see. Did I put that on? No, I didn't. Right, that's on. Oh. Yeah, as I was saying, I've had a lot of messing around with the doctors and God knows what. I had a blood test and said that my kidneys aren't functioning properly. Like I said, I had a ECG and CT scan on my heart. They said that's not functioning properly. My lungs aren't functioning properly. I've had an x-ray, found a shadow on my lung, so I've got to go to well, it's like a lung specialist, cancer specialist. I don't think it's cancer. And then loads of new medication, so it's been a bit daunting for me. But we have to just keep plodding on. As long as I can keep getting out. I mean, I'd rather be out here and keel over and pop it than sat at home, I know that. So that one out there I think is just off bottom. I think it's just drifting a little bit. We'll see what happens. Right. Oh, sat down there in the roots. Hello. Very noisy. I can't see if there's a second one. I hope you can see it. You should see it on the outliner now there. Yeah, lovely. Well, it's now 10 o'clock. I've just had a recast. Still got the same baits on. On the left hand rod I got a smelt, and on the right hand rod, what's straight out about 3 rod lengths, I've got half a mackerel what's dyed in red. Nothing yet, no touches. I've had a few silvers topping around the swim, which is encouraging, but I'm a bit surprised I haven't had any takes yet. So I think it's time for a coffee, and then we'll see how it goes. Beautiful day for it though. That mist is finally lifted. The sun's low behind the clouds. Temperature's still 8 degrees. Oh dear. And remember guys, if you like the videos and want to help the channel, hit that like button, subscribe and leave a comment. It all helps. And we're very slowly getting there. I'm up to about 680 now subs, I think. I would love to hit the 1,000, if anything, just to say that, because to me 1,000 is a big target. I know a few small channels who started around the same time as me. They're up to 7,000-8,000 now. So I don't know if it's me doing something wrong or it's just not what people are after. If you know otherwise, have a say, leave something in the comments. And if you do like the videos, then thank you. I'm gonna change over I hope this is showing on the camera because I cannot see. I'm going to take the perch off and I'm putting half of a mackerel on. These little joey mackerel. They're dyed red, and I don't know if you can see it, how easy it is to put them on a circle hook. God, they stink. And I'll put that out there. I'm going to put it about the same as that one, but straight out in front, hopefully, if it all goes well. Yep, lovely. Just take a little bit of that slack up, and that in there, and that in there. Put that on. Clean my hands because it stinks, and just see if maybe that red bait might kick them into a little bit and sort of, you know, get them on the feed. Oh, that one's gone. Get in there. Get them back in there because there is no need to throw them baits away. Absolutely nothing wrong with them. I don't understand these people who, when they wind into recast, they put a fresh bait on and then chuck the old one away. There is absolutely no need for it. Harry over there in between the trees, he's fishing topwater baits today on his lure rod. He didn't fancy sitting behind the dead bait rods. He likes to be a bit more active, but he's gone on the top waters because there is a lot of big beds of weed where you just can't get a normal lure in. I think he's had a few takes because he was down a bit further down there to the right and I saw an explosion. So he might have had a lot more luck than me at the minute. I've had absolutely nothing, not a sniff. I've had a few bubbles coming up around this float here, which is often an indication that a pike is looking at the bait, because they'll backwards and forwards and sit on the bottom and look at it, but now it's happened. So to me, when you see a few bubbles coming up around your float, that is definitely a fish in the swim. But we'll see. Right, I'm gonna change over. On the roach bait, I am going to put a small smell on. I'd say what, 4 to 5 inch single hook, top of the head, push it through and keep it straight, and you want it coming out through the bottom like that. Oh, the little roach can go there, and that'll go back in the bag. I don't throw them away because there's absolutely nothing wrong with them, and then when I get home they will go back in the freezer. There is absolutely nothing wrong with refreezing your baits. Let's see if I can get that back out under that tree. Oh, my hips. God, I sound like an old fart. I mean, I am an old fart, but get that there under that tree. And then just tighten it a little bit. Take that off. I mean, it would be nice to get at least one take today. The last couple of times I've been, I think the first time I actually did put it on video, Harry caught a few little jacks on lures. I was fishing a bit further down there, 3 or 4 pegs down there. I had a couple of little knocks. I had one on and it came off. That is one of the disadvantages of using circle hooks. You can lose fish, but I don't mind losing the odd fish. So it would be nice to get something today. So I've been fishing about 2.5 hours, not a sniff yet. But you've got to be in it to win it. If I'm not here, I'm not gonna catch out. So, and then tomorrow I think we're gonna have a few hours on our local drain, because the colours dropped out of the water quite well, and it's settling the height. It was up over the bank, but now it's down to, I think it's about a foot below the top of the bank. Because it has been high, and where we'd usually sit has been underwater. Right, we'll see. Unbelievable. Oh, it's let go. Oh.
Well, at least you've had some action.
I can't believe that. As I was winding in, it picked it up. There somewhere, wasn't it? I'll just leave it there for 10. It might have just been that twitch where it just grabbed it. I just started to wind in and it went solid.
I thought it was on weed.
I thought that at first, and then as I was winding it started moving. Right, I'll just leave that for 2 minutes. You never know. Eh?
So leave it whilst you pack everything else.
Yeah.
Make that your last thing.
Right. Well guys, it's nearly 11:30. I'm going to start packing up. I've got one rod in already. I've just had a mistake, so I flicked it back out for 5 minutes while I'm packing up. See if I can, I mean it wasn't big, probably sort of 3 or 4 pound, but it's the only action I've had today at all. Harry's had loads. He's had about 10 follows and bumped a few fish on the lures. Right guys, I'm going to get packed up anyway and get home, and thanks for watching.